to. STMN though, they still have the lead. Boss on the left side, unfortunately not able to get that kill. OG on the right as well, now swapping lanes with Zar. And things are getting a little bit more stalematey as STMN don't intend on falling back to the back lines, back to their respawn as quickly as in the last one.
Yeah, here's the thing. Bobby keeps somehow getting into 1v1s, which there's pretty much no brawl here on the side of Team K, so that is going to win those. Bobby single-handedly just secured already 8 stars for his team, and that's a problem. Team K, so they need to stop giving him those freebies and play together against him, play the team fight, and so far have been way too spread out and playing lonely.
And Bobby off of this is going to go extremely aggro. He's still going to find himself on offense and actually gives a lot of stars to Team Queso. Meanwhile, also Javi is deeply in spawn. Does get cleaned up by the guy with the broom and the trash can, but still, Team Queso find themselves at a deficit. 4 stars this time. They have the blue star on their side. They need to take down either one or the other, just 2 of these enemies in order to get the advantage. Bobby also pops a gadget just now. He still has 1 left to use. Zar also with the super on the right side, quickly taken down by Javi. A good kill onto Bobby, and STMN, they're only leading by 1 star now, and they're still on defense with only 20 seconds left.
There's only 1 star in it, and that could go quickly as Bobby is quite low HP now as well. Zar on the right-hand side pushing back Javi, but Javi deals with the thick head. This is the final push here from Team Queso, and this could be a dangerous one for his stamina as Zar ends up going down, and that might just be enough as Javi is trying to heal back up. Team Queso was a 3-star lead, tie things up and even things out.
Very, very cool, calm, collected gameplay from Team Queso this time. They, I think, picked up on the issue, which is that Bobby, he's allowed to get in these 1v1s repeatedly. I think we also saw Bobby go needlessly aggressive and feed a lot of stars to the enemy team. It had to be a little bit of confidence that sort of got to his head because he went completely alone on the Ashe. You cannot afford to make these kind of mistakes in a match of this caliber, and it's also led us to a tied up set for the first one.
Well, let's see how things move forward from here on. Bobby trying to contest that mid area. The blue star again picked up by Boss. Quite easy if you have a call, obviously just go for a gadget and you can just pick it up freely as you're the first one to arrive anywhere near that blue star. But the spawn trap is starting to be set up as Boss goes in to open the situation up. Boss finds one, the other one was picked up by Javi. Boss finds a second, and now suddenly Team Queso was a 6-star lead.
Brilliantly played here from Team Queso as well. They knew exactly how to pair those abilities and get them timed perfectly. OG is going to try and close off Boss, though, going towards the backlines, trying to drop that last bomb on the guy, but cannot land in a safe position. Here comes the tick super, goes right for Ala SSJ's turret. Bobby also is getting kept back pretty effectively on the left side. Boss trying to eliminate the turret, popped down by OG. STMN, they're at a serious deficit here, and Team Queso, they lose Javi on the aggro. Still, he'll be responding in just a moment here to keep up the defense, and he has a super at the ready to deny any possible aggression from Bobby. They're not looking to switch up the lanes, though, because they would have to forfeit a little bit of positioning here to do so. Here comes the tick super and baits a lot of shots out of the enemies, but still not going to bait out that super, not going to bait out that silence from Javi. Only 20 seconds left to act for STMN. They're waiting for the last moment. They still only need 3 stars.
Yeah, that is actually quite a big ask because Boss is the only player that will provide them unless they get a double kill. Ali SSJ is low HP, he's still alive though. V gets pushed but goes for the mute. Bobby's gonna go down.
Wow.
And wow, what a shutdown again. Team Queso take the first set.
Complete momentum shift from game number 1. Game number 2, even for the most of the game, it looks so firmly locked in the hands of STMN, and then it's ripped back in control of Team Queso there towards the end, playing defense so effectively the entire time. As soon as Otis had super, there was no hope left in the world for Bobby to do anything on the Ashe.
Yeah, that was an incredible opening set from Team Queso. That first game was so dominant by STMN. It just seems like afterwards, Team Queso really started to find their groove, find their team synergy as well, with some good team plays and dealing much better with the aggression from Bobby in the first game and in the most part of the second one too. Bobby was just wandering around, getting kills left and right, doing a lot of work, but it took them a little bit of time for Team Queso to adapt, adjust, and overcome, and right now they are going to be super happy. Yeah, look at that, look at that, look at that.
Couldn't even keep the headset on. It started to fly off a little bit there, but I mean, pop off, right? Still, let's look at the stats. I mean, it was a pop off through and through, especially for Boss here, the newest member on the squad, his first World Finals ever, and he's already giving us a great show. On the side of STMN, though, some respectable kills and some respectable damage as well. Of course, it didn't lend itself to a victory on their side. The creative NA picks, they worked for a little bit. Team Queso, they figured out how to adapt to it and were ultimately able to pull it back.
Yeah, the stats on the side of Stamina are a bit inflated, right? Because of how one-sided that first game was. The next two were much closer, but Team Queso played phenomenally, and this is not the start that STMN were hoping coming into this one. A lot of the community are expecting Stamina to take this match home, so set number 2 is going to be their chance to even things out, but they need to start by having a good draft.
And, of course, Crystal Arcade, one of the newer additions into the competitive map pool. Again, we've seen it a little bit earlier in the year. We took a break from it, and now it's back for the World Finals. And this map, it can be a little bit confusing at times, especially when we talk about the lanes. But mid, it's wide open. You got to get rid of some of those long-range dominant brawlers. Ruff's a very early pick here from Team Queso. He's going to be good for those side lanes, can reflect those shots. Pretty much the objective here is to just chip away your enemy and get some of those power-ups onto your teammates, especially those at mid. And one good candidate for mid has already been banned out by Team Queso as well. Gus, he's out of the picture, but STMN, being an NA team, I wouldn't put B past him just yet.
Yeah, I think B is a viable option. Gene is also on the menu here as well. We saw earlier how much value it can bring to any sort of comp, but Griff also a phenomenal brawler that can open up walls, that can have a lot of damage in that zone as well. OG gonna be locking in the Buster for STMN, a brawler that we've seen, well, actually successful at times, even very dominant, but also kind of, you know, with a lack of presence at other times.
Yeah, unfortunate. I mean, he's one of the freshest faces in the game, and for a while he was just completely on the top of the meta, just nothing could beat him. And now that he's been nerfed quite a bit, it's hard to estimate exactly where he finds himself in this current meta, because at times it's gone great, at other times it's gone terrible. Here's Ashe, and that's basically the next best thing to what OG has to offer here, but it's not really that common of a pick on this map. I imagine the idea is going to be lock yourself in the enemy's backlines. STMN, they might even opt to just blow them up with Griff's gadget.
Yeah, it seems like Team Queso just want to give STMN a taste of their own medicine, or maybe even just show them how it's done, you know, that they have the better Ashe out of the two teams. We'll see how that goes down, as B, it will be the final pick of Team Queso. Probably just to remove the counter, and also just, you know, to make sure they have enough DPS to deal with the Buster and have the range over pretty much anyone else on the map.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty tough pick here for STMN. They do have the final counter pick, but they're getting countered pretty hard as is, both on range and also just on brawlers in general. Bo is going to be the last selection from them. Of course, you can get some good upsets on your enemies. You can also break open walls, but they're going to be completely outranged by the B. I don't see this going well for STMN from a range standpoint, from just a brawler 1v1 standpoint either. It's going to have to come down to OG sticking close to his teammates, getting free supers as well, because once again, I don't really see him getting any supers off of the enemies, as they can very effectively keep him at range, with the exception of Boss.
Yeah, this is going to be a wild one. Let's find out how things go down, as we'll see a bit of a stack up on both lanes. Queso more heavily on the left, but Javi adapts to join the fight against Bobby and OG that were on the right side. Bobby getting some good positioning and pretty much just securing the right lane for his team.
As long as no wall break makes it over to that area, then he'll be doing just fine. And even if that's broken open, he can migrate over to the left side. But here comes the first super, and Ruffs is going to be looking for that wall break. So many pushes lost. Bobby can still get a pretty good avenue towards the back lines with a bit of a swish at the back line. Yeah, we get swishes in Gym Grab, even if it is Crystal Arcade after all. STMN, however, they're looking just about the same as Team Queso on the gym count so far. Boss has been doing a phenomenal job on the left side, might I add. He's, once again, in very, very long-range matchups, stayed alive for a very long time, though finally went down, but it doesn't lend itself to too much success on the left side as OG now starts to push in.
Yeah, good slow onto Zar, but not really any sort of follow-up. And so far, gym lead is small, but in favor of Team Queso, and now Javi is going to be buffed up as well. OG needs to be extra careful in the mid area.
Czar on the right side also trying to face versus Ala SSJ, who's all powered up. Javi also has a power-up from Ala SSJ. He's going to be hitting 4K beats. He's got to be careful. OG's going to fall victim to it. So much damage flying in. Ala SSJ gets the kill. Little kill there at the end as well as Bobby falls. And this one's a runaway victory for Team Queso unless STMN can somehow upset them on the backlines.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough countdown to interrupt as Bobby and OG are able to get a kill, but Bobby falls and the trade is solid. Team Queso, they are starting to really find their groove here in this quarterfinal match. It's 3 games in a row now and a single one separating them from picking up a second set.
B has been an absolute powerhouse on this map, and I can only